Now to share it. We are live. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, what's up? How's it going? I am living the life. The camera looks so bad on my computer. And the lighting doesn't help it. How's it going? Oh, but Diegoon points to you. Diegoon treats. Maybe I'll make that a thing. That'd be kind of funny if like everybody earned points for doing things. Lore points. Anyway, what's up? Get this in here real quick. Do. Camera might look bad, but my mic at least sounds good. Until very recently, I've been pronouncing it Diego. Now it's totally fair that like well, okay, so it's Diegoon, two syllables. Now listening to back to myself in a couple of the YouTube shorts I did, it does kind of sound like I'm saying Diegoon. Diegoon is a new one, but I can totally understand. This cord is giving out. I don't hear it very well. Anyway, I can totally understand how you got to there. So, no flack for that. My mic. Yeah, this cord is giving out. I think it has something to do with the fact that you're probably not going to be able to see that very well in this lighting. You can't, but it's kind of bung up the way that the threads to latch into my headphones. I think because I didn't realize when I first bought it that's how it worked, and I tried putting it in. I don't even remember, but basically I kind of tore up the thread, so it's basically not staying seated where it needs to be, and as such, not connecting everywhere. Just say the first find. Oh boy. Can I hear myself? Testing. Maybe. Hey, if I like hold L, I don't know. Anyway, so we're just gonna say maybe I'll keep track of this. The Diegoon treats. We're not gonna call them treats. We're gonna call them lore points. No, maybe. I don't know, but we're gonna make a channel called Lore Points where I keep track of everybody's lore points. So here I will show what I'm doing because that is cool. Just do entire screen, it's fine. Or do I? Oh boy. How many lore points must I accumulate to receive a keychain? Keychain, not sure, but whoa, this is like an endless hallway. We're giving you 15 lore points, which anything. So if I go here and add a channel, we're going to call them lore points or lore point leaderboard. And we're going to create that channel. And then I'm going to edit the channel where nobody can type in it because I'm just going to have one message and I'll add and edit as people get more points. Try and beat others by getting lore points from the most arbitrary scoring system created by Keaton, aka he gives them more random than professors at Hogwarts. Sweet. That feels like an apt description. Oh, I don't know why you can't like switch between everything before you change. Loins. Wait, did I actually spell it as loins? Oh, okay. We're fine. By making no, not a private channel. You can view the channel. You cannot manage permissions, webhooks, invites, send messages and threads, create public threads, create private threads. You cannot embed links, attach files. You can add reactions. Sure, I don't care. That doesn't really matter. I mean, you can't type. I don't know. Use stickers. You can't mention. Can't manage members. You can't bypass slow-mo. There are going to be no slow-mo. Yeah, you can read message history. Not that it really matters. Send voice messages. Create polls. Basically, I'm just like making no permissions. And then we're going to save changes. So now, if I do a little lore point, wait, remind me if you know what do I have to have it no I'm dying. If you remember really big on Discord message, because I know how to make them small. Oh, that's trippy. Maybe. Do 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 do. I'll look it up. How to make one back in that space. Both has to. Okay. So, gotta be honest, I missed your question because every time you switch to YouTube Studio, the stream freaks out. Fair enough. I was just asking how to change, like make the text really big, but I just looked it up and figured it out. So let me just do that. Points leader board. Hashtag number 1. Okay, we have the lore point leaderboard. But I can't hear this. This is stupid. The video gets so choppy whenever I have screen sharing up. Let me stop screen sharing this and I don't know. I probably have some artwork. It once again cut out the question, but I got the part about explaining. Lol. You still don't know what I was asking, but at least you know that it's not important anymore. So, what's going on right now for you? What's going what's going on in the life of Seth and whoever else is here? There's one other person here who is a lurker. Weird. No, I'm kidding. Should I do like a early review? Or I guess it's not early because it's in the Discord. We'll do it. I'm gonna reveal artwork. I hate these headphones. I actually don't. The cord is jacked up. Or at least I hope it's recorded, not the headphones themselves. Not music. Art. On lunch break, eating cookie for dessert. Just watch some Finnies. That sounds like peak life experience right there. Creative. Where did I put the actual art? Seriously. We live in. You are living it up. You are living the dream. Oh, the piece of art is right here. I don't know why it put it right here. I don't have good organization on my computer. Like I have a little bit, but it's not very good. But we're going to now show you since I was able to pull it up. Window. There you go. Now you should be able to see something. Can I put that in full screen so you know? We love to fast forward tonight when we get. Yes, I'm really hoping I can make it, but I'm not quite sure because I think I'm going to my sister's soccer game. Thank you, thank you. I did it last night. I was working on it for a couple hours while hanging in VC in Christian music producers server. Hope I'm getting anything relevant to me, or is it just notifying me that? No, I'm kidding. Whoa, 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 whoa. Better hop to it. Actually, you deserve some too. Does the world like it does in fact have two moons. I can neither confirm nor deny that it is limited to two either. Yeah. Ironically, so I came up with this idea 2 months ago, maybe something like that, and I recorded a video to send to my cousins because this is like a big project that we've all been working on. And the video was a little bit longer, so I was like, I'll upload it to the YouTube channel and just send it on over to them. And boom, chakalaka, because it was going to be too big. And then I sent it and it wasn't too big. So that video was up on YouTube explaining the two moons, and it got 1,500 views. And I didn't know about it for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I just check it. I'm like, what the heck? So I was like, yo, that's kind of cool. Got us a couple subscribers. And then I started posting more stuff after that. And I need to actually post today. I haven't done anything today. I actually need what would be a cool thing for me to post about? What questions doth thou have about the writeth explaineth in La Video? More talk. I'm watching his stream. He just confirmed. Ah, yes. Weighing in on the proper spelling of words since RIP stream. What? Did you have to leave? Or did you disconnect? No. Did we lose something? No matter. It will be of no consequence. I'm kidding. What was I going to say? I do need to give proper lore points. Oh. Stir in the pot, stir in the pot. We'll all stir in the pot, stir in the pot. Well, now that Dodd has more lore points, this channel can be eliminated. I'm going to delete it. Welcome to Keaton's Workshop. Now we have no one. So I can drop lore, and only if you go back and watch this will you get to learn it. So this is a Starry Night Sky, probably set in Mundastera, I think. It is over there in the far left. Actually, will I be able to zoom in, or will it not show me zooming in? Oh, it does. Sweet. So this guy, we had people thinking he was a shepherd. He is not, in fact, a shepherd, although that is a valid guess. He is a wanderer. And that is more than just a, like, there we go. Oh, let's go. We're back. Okay, so now I have to stop dropping lore content that's too exposing. I may or may not have just been yapping about mildly relevant lore, uh, so that only people who go back and watch would know about it. I'm just kidding. Well, actually, I'm not kidding. I did see Sam Bowman CD. I have only played this like, oh, the lighting is awful. Only played that like, I mean, I've listened probably days worth of that album, but I think I've only listened to the CD once or twice, just because like I wanted to have the CD, but in terms of like actually sitting down and listening to the CD, it's not super convenient. But it is fun. But yeah, that is Atlas, even though it is really hard to tell with that glare. With the what kind of case is that? This thing looks so good. When I first got it in the mail, I was like, yes. Um, it'd be awesome uh, to get this on like vinyl or something. Just be like, again, it's one of those things that it's not like you listen to it a ton on vinyl. I mean, I probably would at first. I've got a record player, cheap one, but a record player sitting down here. But just imagine having a vinyl of that. And honestly, Ghost and Children of the Burning Heart would be awesome too. 3-part? No. When um, and She Will Be Clothed in White, whenever that drops, get a 4-album vinyl. That'd be so expensive set. Anyway, I'm yapping. What I was going to say earlier before you rudely left, I'm kidding, was that I need to film some Petition Sam to delay album 4 to get us a 3-part vinyl. Yes. Yes. No, that would be so cool. I don't know. I feel like I hope he will release a CD of the next album too. I think considering how well this one did, it's not as much a question of if it will do well releasing the next one on CD too. Imagine he released like I've been called out for rudeness. That one. But yeah, I think he would probably release the next one on CD2, just considering that obviously there was a payoff. It showed that there was demand for Atlas. But what I was going to say before I got on that Sam Bowman tangent, as I so often do, was that I do need to record some content for today, some YouTube shorts, like 2 or 3, ideally. And I don't know what to record. Any questions you have about the Land of Diegoon that I may be so obligated as to answer in the form of short form brain rot content? Not brain rot. We're gonna avoid the brain rot part of it, hopefully. Me just looking something up real quick. No. I can give you more lore points for it too. Thrown in the matter of sadly because I forgot that he like streamed about the Land of Diegoon, and I feel like that's worth something. So I gave him 25 points. Mr. Arbitrary Score Tracker. Right here. Let's see if there's something else I can pull up here. Art time lapse. Ooh. I should start doing that. That would be awesome. I do have more artwork. In fact, actually, I can show you I am working on. Maybe I could do a time lapse of this as also promoting what it's for. Let me pull it up. Under Creative Files, maybe no. Land of Diegoon, Creative Files. There we go. Skyports of Mundus. Why is there 2 of them? I don't know. You might have seen this. I think I was streaming this when you were in VC once. I don't know if you saw it, but I was streaming it at one point. Oh, do I have to? Okay, I have to do it like this. Do 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 do. Hey, we have 3 people. Welcome. I don't know who the other people are joined, but I'd love to say hi if I know who you are. So let me know in chat what's going on. I am not a natural streamer. Yep. We are not using that brush. Hard time. Okay, so let me now show. Oh, we already lost somebody. Sag. Okay. There we go. Another piece I'm working on. Let me move my. Well, it shouldn't show my cursor there. I don't know why it is. Do this. There we go. Now it's out of the way. Yes, you potentially do. What? Did I miss something? Question mark. I was a little Krita unexpected. What? Time. Ignore. We're just gonna ignore the red flags, guys. That's how we live our lives here. But yeah, this is. I don't know. Should I name drop it? I mean, right now it is pretty vague enough that it could be anywhere. But do I name drop where this place actually is? But it is always ignore red flags. Exactly. That's how I broke up last time. No, kidding. Kidding. Name drop it. I'll tell you this. It starts with the letter O and it ends with the letter I. And I have mentioned it before. Chances of you finding it before this project releases, probably not very likely, but I have mentioned it before here on the channel. Oi! And there are more letters between those. Actually, I can tell you exactly how many if to start drawing. No, just like spell this out, but it's faster if I do it this way. I believe it's 8 letters. Yes, letters. 4. Oi! And there are not actually there is repeated O's. There's no repeated I's. We're gonna play Scrabble or something. I don't think I've ever played Scrabble, or if I have, it's been like once, which is kind of wild to say and think. Dude, I did something to my arm yesterday. I work for a home stager, and I really wasn't carrying anything. There are not that many O's either. But I was carrying some stuff, and then all of a sudden, my right here in my arm just hurt. Now, yeah, something ain't right. I will just say what this is for. I will say the name of because I've already talked about it, but I'm working on what is best described. It is highly unfortunate. I will call it what is best described as like D&D ambient setting music. Not even music. It's just like ambience of a trade port in the sky, because that's where the Land of Diegoon is. And it was kind of just a whim project. I was like, this could be a cool way to kind of set the tone of the world, and be sort of like a long discovery engine that, people look up this type of stuff all the time. So maybe I'll get lucky and people will click on this and it'll gain a little bit of traction. And there is hidden lore in it, which is, one of the coolest parts. It's 2 hours long. So if you really want to dig into it, you can. And there's going to be some stuff probably in the image too, once it's done. There's nothing right now because this is like blocking out things. It needs a lot of cleanup work, but that's what this is. And the only thing standing between it being finished, it is at this moment that I must return. Ah, dang. All right. No, totally fair. See ya. I hear pings. Are they important to me? There's like no one on that sad day. Well, I could name drop some more lore stuff. Oh, somebody joined. Now I'm not going to name drop lore stuff. I'm kidding. What's going on? Who's here? We just had no matter left, but and we're gone again. I could show up at the trilogy. What was it? The ditrilip. Only I could like make it where the music was able to show up. Yehuda is a character. So I need a glass of water. BRB. Welp. If nobody else is joining, we might be calling this a day and working on some other parts of Land of Diegoon. Or we can keep it going maybe and just, if somebody joins, be like, yo. This is what it means to be alive. So take your rightful place within. In every meditation, Ask me and yeah. That's not even the words. I always butcher the words on that. Testing, 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 testing. It's a murder. I guess we could do just like how long it probably will be re-recorded, but and now on the top, make me breathe. I'm tired of the open. Me when I'm home alone. Lose. Okay, let's literally just hit record and test how this sounds. Okay, that's where we click. Hey, wait up! Penelope was going at full speed, trying to keep up with her older brother Jameson. He was 9, while she was only 7, and he could run much faster than she could with her little legs. Began to lose sight of him. Eventually, huffing and puffing, she drew to a stop at the edge of the woods, no longer sure where she was. She could hear him somewhere a few paces ahead in the woods. Jameson! Jameson! Where are you? Nothing. She looked around. His footsteps had stopped, so maybe he was just hiding, just ready to jump out and scare at her. I butchered that, but let's see how that sounds. Hey, wait up! Penelope was going at full speed, trying to keep up with her older brother, Jameson. Not that it matters, because I sold. Hey, wait up! Penelope was going at full sprint, trying to keep up with her older brother, Jameson. He was 9, while she was only 7, and he could run much faster than she could with her little legs. While dodging bushes and rocks as Penelope dashed after him, she began to lose sight of him. Eventually, huffing and puffing, she drew to a stop at the edge of the woods, no longer sure where he was. She could hear him somewhere a few paces ahead in the woods. Jameson! Jameson! Where are you? Nothing. She looked around. His footsteps had stopped, so maybe he was just hiding, ready to jump out and scare her. He did that a lot, and Penelope hated it. Hey, Jameson! This isn't funny! Please come out! She was starting to get scared and still couldn't hear him at all. The sun was slowly starting to set, and which meant they needed to be home soon, or Mom and Dad would start to worry. Jameson, please come out! You know I'm scared of the dark. Penelope's voice was starting to crack. She began to cry. Jameson, where are you? Her voice echoed slightly through the woods, like a ghost mocking her cries. When nothing seemed to break it, she curled up on the ground and began to cry. It was now fully dark, and she didn't know where she was. They had run all over the place. Suddenly, the quiet was broken by the sound of breaking branches and leaves. Penelope stood up, wiping tears from her face, and peered into the woods. She couldn't make out what it was, but a dark figure was barreling towards her. It had to be Jameson. Who else could it be? Wham! Before she knew it, Penelope was knocked straight to the ground, her older brother on top of her. We have to go. Now! He was 9. Hey, wait up! Penelope was going at full sprint, trying to keep up with her older brother Jameson. He was 9, while she was only 7, and he could run much faster than she could with her little legs. While dodging bushes and rocks as Penelope dashed after him, she began to lose sight of him. Eventually, huffing and puffing, she drew to a stop at the edge of the woods, no longer sure where she was. She could hear him somewhere a few paces ahead in the woods. Jameson! Jameson, where are you? Nothing. She looked around. His footsteps had stopped, so maybe he was just hiding, ready to jump out to scare her. He did that a lot. Penelope hated it. Hey, Jameson, this isn't funny. Please come out. She had, Hey, wait up! Penelope was going at full sprint, trying to keep up with her older brother Jameson. He was 9, while she was only 7, and he could run much faster than she could with her little legs. While dodging bushes and rocks as Penelope dashed after him, she began to lose sight of him. Eventually, huffing and puffing, she drew to a stop at the edge of the woods, no longer sure where he was. She could hear him somewhere a few paces ahead in the woods. Jameson! Jameson, where are you? Nothing. She looked around. His footsteps had stopped, so maybe he was just hiding, ready to jump out to scare her. He did that a lot, and Penelope hated it. Hey, Jameson! This isn't funny! Please come out! She was starting to get scared and still couldn't hear him at all. The sun was slowly starting to set, which meant they needed to be home soon, or Mom and Dad would start to worry. Jameson, please come out. You know I'm scared of the dark. Penelope's voice was starting to crack. She began to cry. Jameson, where are you? Her voice echoed slightly through the woods, like a ghost mocking her cries. When nothing seemed to break it, she curled up on the ground and began to cry. It was now fully dark, and she didn't know where she was. They had run all over the place. Suddenly, the quiet was broken by the sound of breaking branches and leaves. Penelope stood up, wiping tears from her face, and appeared in the woods. She couldn't make out who it was, but a dark figure was barreling towards her. It had to be Jameson. Who else could it be? Wham! Before she knew it, Penelope was knocked straight to the ground. Her older brother was on top of her. We have to go. Now! Before she could process what was happening, she was being pulled up from the ground by her brother, who had small cuts and scrapes all over him, likely from all the branches he ran through. As she got up, she heard another noise coming from the woods, but this one was louder, and it was coming much faster. So much faster. Penelope began to Penelope began to run Penelope began to run with everything she had, trying not to trip over anything she could see by the moonlight. She was keeping stride with her brother, somehow forcing herself to not slow down. Behind them, something was not far off their heels. As the two of them sprinted, Jameson spotted light off in the distance over the top of a cluster of trees. Look! Over there! That's the town! They took a left turn to, they took a left turn towards the small grove. The trees were coming quickly. They took a left turn towards the small grove. The trees were quickly coming up on them, and Penelope began to slow down, grabbing her brother's arm. We can't go in there! It's the fastest way! Come on! Jameson yelled back, not worrying about anything but their pursuer. Penelope, scared of everything around them, trusted her brother and ran straight into the trees. As they got to the middle of the grove, it became near pitch black, with no light coming from anywhere. Neither of them could see more than a foot ahead of them. I can't see. Penelope slowed down, coming to a stop. Jameson did the same. The two of them stood up and listened. They could no longer hear whatever was after them. It was quiet. Which direction did we come from again? Penelope looked at her brother as best as she could in the light and began to cry. I don't know. As she began to whimper, the silence was broken by the sound of rocks. It was like stone scraping against stone. The nose be The noise began to come from all around them. Then, out of the darkness, many yellow eyes began to glow and look upon them. Stone prowlers. Jameson grabbed Penelope's hand. Run! Once again, the two siblings took off in a mad dash. They had no clue where they were going or if they were headed the right way anymore. All they knew is they had to move. All they knew was they had to move. Jameson kept kicking rocks and Jameson kept kicking rocks and twigs and felt the scrapes of what felt like the most pointed branches he had ever felt. However, to their surprise, they were beginning to see light ahead. The town was just ahead. They were beginning to see light again. The town was just ahead. Penelope was beginning to get ahead of Jameson. Just before they made it out of the woods, something sprung from a boulder beside them. It leapt through the air, crashing down on Jameson. He cried out in pain, and he went down to the ground with the creature. His arm smashed against the rock on the ground, creating an audible snap, breaking his arm. Jameson! Penelope cried. She didn't know what to do. Looking around frantically, she saw a large stick. She ran to it and picked it up. Heaving it over her head with everything she had, Penelope flung the small branch at the stone prowler. Unaware of its surroundings, the creature did not see the stick flying at it until it collided with its head, knocking it off of Jameson and putting it in a daze. Running over, Penelope quickly tried to get Jameson up. Hurry! 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 She began dragging his non-broken arm, causing him to let out another cry of pain. The loud commotion had alerted some of the people from the town market, causing them to run to see what was the matter. As they were getting to Penelope, the stone prowler she had knocked off of Jameson was regaining its footing, and more could be heard on their way. She lifted her brother by the arm once more, but was unable to get him far. Finally, someone was at her side and scooped up Jameson. She began to run. As Penelope and the people who had come to her aid made it to the market, they began to yell loudly at everyone watching. Help! Help! Jameson! He's hurt! And they're coming! Help! With all the noise, the market had drawn quite the crowd. Just then, a pack of 8 stone prowlers emerged from the forest. In the better light, Penelope could make out their features. They were animals, if one could even call them that, made of large boulders. They were like wolves of stone, moss growing on their bodies like bits of fur. How the creatures were held together was a mystery to her, but she could see faint yellow glowing light between the different parts of their stone bodies, the same as the color of their eyes. Slowly, the prowlers began to move forward, and the same scraping stone sound from the forest came from their bodies as they walked forward. Everyone began taking steps back, no one saying a word. Just as the monsters were getting ready to charge forward, the sound of crashing branches could be heard from above. Everyone looked confused. Without warning, a man with a large sledgehammer came down on top of one of the prowlers, shattering it to bits. The others looked at him in shock before looking at him and going in for the kills. The man took his sledgehammer and swung it in a wide circle, smashing through 3 more of the creatures. At this, the remaining stone prowlers began to back off and move back towards the woods. As they did so, the man looked at them and charged, bringing his hammer down heavily on another one. The last 2 fled. Penelope believed the final prowlers were getting away, but then another man appeared in the treetops, masked in dark clothing. It was a blue flame assassin. With light feet, he leapt from the trees, throwing 2 small balls. These wedged themselves between the cracks in the stone prowlers' bodies. Instantly, they exploded, shattering the last 2 creatures to bits. Everyone stood speechless in shock. Penelope was sitting in a chair, freshly looked over by the medic. They patched up a few small bruises and cuts, but overall, she fared pretty well from the night before. Her brother's hand was far from well. Top to bottom, his arm had been cut up, the medic saying he would likely walk away with more than 1 scar. Above his eyebrow, a huge lump had formed from being hit in the head by a branch when he found. Above his head, a huge lump had formed from being hit in the head by a branch when he had first begun to run from the prowlers. However, the worst of all was his arm. When being knocked to the ground, the weight and force of the stone prowler coming down on him caused it to break. Luckily, it was expected to heal and be perfectly fine, but it would be a long time for him in a sling and unable to use it before that came. Standing beside the medic was her mother. Penelope looked up at her, tears forming in her eyes. I'm so sorry, Mom. We should have come back sooner. Then this wouldn't have happened. She struggled to finish her words as the tears took over. No, No, this is not your fault whatsoever. Her mother hugged her tightly. Across the room, two men sat quietly, observing the scene. These were the men who had taken down the stone pillars. Penelope looked at them through her tear filled eyes, questions already forming in her mind. Who are you people? How did you know we were being chased? The man who had wielded the hammer walked over to Penelope, while the assassin, now holding his mask, showing his face, simply stood up. The fact is, we've been tracking these creatures. Lately, there have been a large increase in their population, and me and my teammate and the rest of our group have been trying to figure out why. He moved his eyes to her mother. This town isn't safe. There are many more to come, but we can offer you help. The door creaked open as a wizard and a ranger entered the room. Hello? Yeah, I am. Yeah. Cook it by 3:30. Like start it. Okay. Okay. Dad's at Whitehall right now. I don't know if you know that. Okay. See you in a bit. Bye. Little legs. But almost forgot. With that, I'm going to call a wrap on the stream. If you watch this back, there's probably a silence, but nope, 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 not edit. Thank you to the sum total 3 people who I think joined. I appreciate it. Hoping to do more of these. And if you did watch this act, because there was nobody during the recording, you got a sneak peek at something coming up soon. So thanks for joining, and I will catch you guys all later. See ya.